Jikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings village. I hope you are all doing well today. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am in Seattle, Washington, and I am excited to be here with you for another incredible episode of the African Father in America podcast. We are currently live and direct on YouTube, where I would love for you to make sure you give this video a thumbs up and you also leave your comment below, sharing where in the world you are joining me from. We are also live on Facebook. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on Twitter. We are live on TikTok. So if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you're double tapping that screen and sharing the link to this video so that we can let everyone across the world know that the African Father in America podcast is now live. So why are we here today? You might be asking yourself, or for those who already understand what the African Father in America podcast does, you are probably wondering what proverb is going to ground our conversation for today. And so I'll go ahead and share it. Today our proverb also is from the Ewe community in West Africa, and it says that a single tree cannot make a forest. What does this remind you about? What comes to your mind when you hear this wonderful proverb? A single tree cannot make a forest. I want you to share down below in the comment section what this proverb might mean to you. I'll just repeat it one more time. A single tree cannot make a forest. A single tree cannot make a forest is our proverb for today. This proverb is already shared across my social media platforms. You know, if you go to my Instagram at Okello Javan, you can also engage with this proverb over there, as well as Twitter and Facebook. But you know, just as a forest is made up of many different kinds of trees working together, so too can we achieve great things when we work together towards a common goal. You know, in the forest, you find that there are shrubs, there are big trees that have been around for over 200 years. There are also weeds. You know, we have a lot of running plants that just run along the big trunks of the big trees. You know, but all of these plants, they are working together in harmony. In fact, they are also communicating effectively. And we are also reminded here by this beautiful proverb that says a single tree cannot make a forest. We are reminded that it's only when we work together as a collective that we can achieve great things. So I have 3 nuggets of wisdom that I want to share with you, but I want to share a couple of examples that I've seen yesterday. Yesterday was March 20th, and in South Africa, you could see how Julius Malema mobilized the South African community that are not happy with the rate at which there is no electricity in South Africa. You know, every other day there is a blackout. Every other day there is rationing. Every other day, one of the most powerful countries in the world is dealing with blackouts all the time, you know. So there were thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in the street. But if it was only Julius Malema out in the street, it would have not meant anything. But because, similar to what this proverb is saying, there were hundreds of thousands of people out there, they made a statement, and something is definitely going to change. In Kenya, also yesterday, we saw how the streets were filled with smoke. The streets were filled with young people really supporting the cause of Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the former prime minister, but also a long-term opposition leader who was also protesting against the cost of living in Kenya, protesting against the most recent elections in Kenya that were irregular in so many different ways. If we go by the revelations of the whistleblower that shared a lot of the details of what went on behind the scene that the public didn't really know. So in Senegal, the police also killed a protester. People were in the streets in Senegal, in Nigeria, in Tunisia, in France, even in the UK, people are protesting, but you cannot protest, you cannot express, your issues on your own. Similar to what this proverb is saying, a single tree cannot make a forest. So if you want to have an impact, you must find similar people that have similar interests, that have similar belief systems that you can come together with and accomplish great things, So these are the 3 nuggets of wisdom. I want to share the 3 nuggets of wisdom here in a second. But before I do that, I want to share with you some news here in regards to Madaraka Festival that I am leading its production. So I'm just going to share something here on the screen for those who are watching. Madaraka Festival is happening this year in May. This year, this beautiful festival is happening a little earlier than it typically happens. I have been producing Madaraka Festival since 2014, and we've fought very, very hard, and we've built, similar to what this proverb is saying, we've built a forest, we've built a village of community members who believe in the work that we are doing, of community members worldwide who believe in the work that we are doing. So if you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook, I want you to go to your calendar and save the following dates. If you're in New York, on May 16th, we are going to be at Irving Plaza. On May 21st in Atlanta, we are going to be at Buckhead Theater. And then on May 24th in Dallas, we are going to be at the House of Blues. And then in Seattle, we have 3 events. The first one is going to be on 26th May from 2 o'clock at Folklife Festival. One Vibe Media and Madaraka Festival, we are curating a stage, We are curating a beautiful stage in the middle of Folklife Festival. We are bringing Madaraka Festival to Folklife Festival that traditionally is a white festival where they bring over 100,000 people annually over a period of 3 days. And so we are bringing the spirit of the African warriors and African ancestors in the middle of this bigger festival. We will be showcasing and just giving people a taste of what the actual Madaraka Festival, the same day at Benaroya Hall from 5 p.m. Benaroya Hall is where the main Madaraka Festival is going to happen. So, all these events we are doing from May 16th are going to culminate on May 26th at Benaroya Hall, and we are going to have incredible performances, full band. Sauti Soul is traveling to the US with their band to be part of this. Eddie Kenzo, who is a Grammy-nominated Ugandan artist. King Kaka, who is an award-winning rapper from Kenya. Dre's, who is an Emmy-winning rapper from Zimbabwe. Anthony Cole, who is a reggae artist from Trinidad and Tobago. Tacoma Refugee Choir are also going to be there. And then we are going to have One Vibe Band backing quite a few of these artists. In addition to that, we have amazing DJs, DJ Les Cadence, DJ Poison Ivy, DJ Afrisha, DJ Freddie Mooks, and DJ Black. DJ Black is going to be one of our DJs. So I urge you to stay, keep it locked here on the African Father in America podcast, because we will be interviewing a lot of the artists that are performing during Madaraka Festival. I will be bringing them here, and we will be talking to them about, their own stories. How did they end up becoming the great artists that they've become? And so, tell a friend to tell a friend that Madaraka Festival is happening. And, this is something that is important, because a lot of the time, if you look at African events, especially festivals here in the US, they are not run by Africans. They are not founded by Africans. They are not giving African people a platform where they can also showcase their talents and develop their brands. So Madaraka Festival is something that I have personally been involved with building for the last 9 years. So if you want to learn more, I want you to go to madarakafestival.com. Something special that is also happening with Madaraka Festival is that we are raising a lot of money to support the work of One Vibe Africa, Mama Hope, and also Refugee Artisan Initiative. So if you want to learn more about these, I want you to go to my Instagram at Okello Javan, and you'll be able to see a lot of posts that we are pushing out. But use this hashtag. This is the easiest: Madaraka Fest 2023. Madaraka Fest 2023. Go anywhere online and just use that hashtag. You'll get a lot of posts and content that we are already putting out there. But we are looking for volunteers as well. We are looking for people that can help us promote this beautiful show across all platforms. So if you want to connect with me and you want to help, also send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is at Okello Javan. Just send me a DM, and I'll be able to give you all the information you need in order for you to fully participate in the planning and organizing and making Madaraka Festival 2023 the most historic ever. So I see a lot of you have joined me, especially on YouTube. I see you, Cabs. I see you, Lavender. I see you, Taban. I also see you, Ray. It's just beautiful that you've all taken time to join us today. We are here discussing a beautiful Ewe proverb, but also talking about the amazing Madaraka Festival that is coming up in May of this year. Tickets are already on sale, by the way. If you want to get your ticket for Madaraka Festival for Dallas, Atlanta, and New York, you can go to Ticketmaster and just look for Madaraka Festival. But if you're in Seattle, you have to go to Benaroya Hall. Benaroya Hall is our venue for Seattle. They have a website where the tickets for Madaraka Festival are. So those are some of the things I want you to be aware of. We'll be talking a lot about it, and so I just want you to prepare yourself. Now, I want you to share in the comments whether you're watching on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter. I want you to share in the comment what today's proverb means to you. It says, a single tree cannot make a forest. A single tree cannot make a forest. I really miss hosting this show partly on Clubhouse, because that really allows us to engage with people live and direct. But it's also beautiful to be on TikTok and to be on all these other platforms and really to test the impact of this show. Yesterday I received an email from somebody that I didn't expect would be watching or listening to this show, that they just bumped into the show while they were driving, and they began listening to it. They had a long road trip, and they were just listening to the show during their drive. And so it was just a beautiful surprise that something that we started here right in the midst of the pandemic is now becoming an essential content that people consume, and people feel that it's a necessary program that needs to continue. So I want to share the 3 nuggets of wisdom while I wait for you all to also share with me your comments about what today's proverb means for you. So this is the first nugget of wisdom. Remember, the proverb itself says a single tree cannot make a forest. So the first nugget says that teamwork and collaboration have great value. It takes a group of individuals to work together to achieve a larger goal. And there's no better example than the organizing of Madaraka Festival. The last few months, 6 to 8 months, we have been working extra hard, but the public is just knowing and learning about the work that the team has been putting on, the collaboration, and there's a lot of value in working together. So if you have something that you're doing, if you have an assignment that you're working on, ask your sibling or your colleague to review it for you. If you are a leader and you're working on something, whether it's a funding opportunity, ask someone to take a look at it for you. Never try to do something on your own, because what this proverb is teaching us is that there is so much value in collaboration, and you can travel longer if you're traveling together with somebody. The second nugget of wisdom: individual contributions are important. However, the collective effort ultimately leads to success. That's something that I can't even add anything on top of. A lot of the time when you're traveling as a group, have you ever seen the image of even ants? Growing up in Kenya, I used to be very observant, and there were so many ants everywhere, but one of the things that fascinated me the most was just watching how these tiny creatures could pick a piece of bread that was bigger than them, and they could work together and lift it slowly, and before you know it, the bread is not there and the ants have also disappeared. Somehow they managed to take it where they wanted to take it, and so this is something that happens even with the, if you think about the history of the liberation of Africa. Many countries, it's only because of unity that they were liberated, and even here in the US, it's only because of unity that black people, through the civil rights movements, through the Black Lives Matter movement, there is more space for even freedom of expression. There's more space for black bodies to exist in this country as a result of not individual contributions, but collective power, collective power. This is the last nugget of wisdom: recognize and appreciate the contributions of others. Their efforts and perspective can add a lot of value and to a project or endeavor. This is something that as a leader I always am learning, actually, to be more aware, to not just comment or commend someone or acknowledge someone when they have lifted a mountain. No, don't wait until somebody has done something so big in order for you to recognize them, but recognize the small things. Number one, it helps you get used to acknowledging people and lifting people up, and also number two, you get used to giving people the feedback and and supporting people and making people feel great about themselves, because at the end of the day, as a leader, you will benefit the most. They'll do more work for you, they'll be more committed, they'll be more passionate about the work because they see that you care. Number two, it also feels good to see other people. It just feels good to see other people. So the more you see others, the more other people will also see you. The more you acknowledge others, the more you uplift other people just through your words, which doesn't cost you anything, the more other people will also see you. As a father of 3 girls, I also see this happening in my relationship with my daughters a lot. Sometime over the last few days, I was just by me and my daughters. The 4 of us were just together for a number of days. My wife had a trip, and I'm also living with my youngest sister at the moment. She also had a trip for a number of weeks. And so during this period that I was with my girls, I kind of got overwhelmed because I had to clean, I had to cook, I had to do a lot of the work. Then I realized that these girls are more capable than I think, So I began giving them work, I began telling them, you will do this, you will do this. And then I would go and supervise so that before they finish, I tell them how great they're doing. And sometimes they were doing terrible, but I would just tell them, you're doing so well, And I would point a specific reason why I think they're doing so well. And they would feel so good. And then they'll tell me, okay, this is what I'm now going to do to make this even better. And then before I knew it, they were offering, can I do this? Can I wash dishes? Can I do that? Can I cook? So then you create more space for them to continue doing the things that they're offering. Even if they're doing a bad job, it's through failure that we get better. It's through failure that we learn. So I want to, end that way for now. And I want to take your comments, If you're watching this on TikTok, thank you so much. Make sure you follow me over there. Make sure you share the link to this conversation. I'm seeing the shares going up. So make sure you're also liking if you double tap on TikTok on the screen, it's a very good way. That's how you like live streams, And also, if you're watching on YouTube, it's really, really important. YouTube algorithm values the like button, the thumbs up button, and also the share button, And thirdly, the comment. If you can comment for me on YouTube and just tell me a single tree cannot make a forest. What does that mean for you? I want to respond to your comment momentarily. For now, I just want to, just say hello to a couple of family and friends who are joining me today. Cabs, is saying here, good morning. I'm going to be reading out comments here and just giving those who have already commented shoutouts. Cabs is joining us from the Midwest. And Lavender is also saying good morning here. Taban, who is part of my team in Kenya, is also saying greetings. And then Ray is also saying good morning, King. Good morning to all of you, and grand rising to all of you. If there's anybody else who is watching that I haven't recognized, that I haven't given a shout out, I love and appreciate you for taking your time and joining us for today's episode of the African Father in America podcast. I'm just grateful, and you will hear from me tomorrow again. And I don't have much to say. I just want to wrap up this way and urge you to take good care of yourselves and remember what this proverb is saying: a single tree cannot make a forest. So if there's a place where you are working in your life and you feel like you're a single tree, now you know that you cannot make a forest and you need other trees in order for you to make a forest. So that's the end of our time together today. I will see you at the same time, at the same place, and we will have the same kind of vibration. Peace and love.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African Father, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle.